Hi, I'm Robert Osborne. We're spending quality time with the stylish and effervescent Claudette Colbert this evening. We just showed Claudette in the Palm Beach story as this week's Essential. And next we have her in a drama that she made 4 years later, in a story that's a 180-degree turn from the wackiness of that story set in Palm Beach. We next bring you the 1946 film Tomorrow is Forever, starring Claudette, Orson Welles, and George Brent, based on a novel by Gwen Bristow. Now, in the early part of this movie, we see Claudette as a young wife, happily married to Orson Welles, and then fate steps in. World War I begins, and Orson goes off to serve in it. And soon after, the wife is informed that her husband has been killed. She slowly adjusts to life without him and eventually remarries, which complicates things when, after many, many years, a man who might be that first husband re-enters her life, along with his adopted daughter, played by a fresh-faced 7-year-old Natalie Wood. If you're a Claudette Colbert fan and know her films very well, the plot's going to seem amazingly similar to a drama that Claudette made in 1932 called The Man from Yesterday. It's also about a wife who believes her husband has been killed in World War I, only to later discover he's still very much alive. At that time, it wasn't uncommon for a serviceman to turn up alive after his wife has been told he was killed in action overseas, although this next film does at times stretch that kind of story to a new level. But they do make it work with this movie, thanks to a combination of a strong script, very strong cast, and Irving Pichel's very strong direction. Tomorrow is Forever was independently produced by a new company called International Pictures, run by L.B. Mayer's son-in-law, William Getz. Later that year of 1946, International Pictures merged with Universal Pictures, which was suffering financial losses, and for the next 16 years, run by Getz, it was a very successful entity known as Universal International. But here's an international production released by RKO, a film that Claudette Colbert said was one of her personal favorites of all those movies she made. Here's Tomorrow is Forever. After Claudette Colbert read the script for this movie and agreed to do it, she made it known that Orson Welles was the one that had to play the part of her husband, John. She felt Welles was the only one who could really do the part justice. Most of her friends were skeptical about that, though, and warned her that Orson could be difficult to work with, citing problems people had with him recently at 20th Century Fox when Welles made the 1944 film Jane Eyre there. But Colbert stood by her choice and found Orson to be extremely pleasant and very professional to work with. Richard Long, who played Claudette's son Drew, also said he found Welles to be both kind and a very pleasant person to be with. Up next, more from Claudette Colbert. This time she plays a showgirl stranded in Paris, a very witty comedy film written by the legendary writing team of Charles Brackett and Billy Wilder.